Now, how in the world do I get this to be over here and need to find a link to share to this. Here we go. Okay. Now we have a link to share. I'm gonna go share this around, I guess. Okay. So mainly I need to make a sheath for the sword to start off. Oh, you know what? Every time I open up a new file, it disables this. So in the bottom right here, you'll be able to see all the button presses I do. Now right here, I wanna maybe do that. Not sure how this is gonna look when I add the curve. You know what? It might actually be fine. Not enough. We need a few more of these, and it should be good to go there. Okay. Okay. I think that's, or should it be more round? I'm not sure. I'm gonna smooth it first. auto smooth and add a bit more curvature. Yeah, like that. And then we're gonna add an edge loop there. We're gonna dissolve that and actually smooth out this a bit more. That edge is a little too sharp there. And we'll go to edit, relax with loop tools. Yeah, that made it a little less intense. I'm gonna want to add an edge there. Grab these, hit J to add those edges. All right, that looks a lot smoother. Get that back there, and maybe something like that. Looks pretty red. All right. Maybe that. Maybe I'll do Calculate outside. Okay. We're just gonna do 1/2 of this. So we'll cut it in half and get rid of that. And then go over to modifiers with this wrench and mirror it. Allow clipping, that's good. Now we're going to use the knife tool and do some cuts. It can be a little rough at first. I'll clean it up. Just kind of winging it. I have no idea what I'm doing. You know what? This would have been easier. If I do knife, tool, and then hold control instead and just really just trace something. I don't want it to snap to these. Yeah, there we go. Guess I gotta re-click control every time. I don't know if that even really helped. Probably not. Because here's the thing, I gotta go back now. And it's just a mess. Oh man. This might look really terrible. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That is rough. That looks so bad. Okay, so that's horrible. I'm not gonna use that. I might just have to draw something on the texture. Or find a cool stamp. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, hey, what's up, Devin? So this is a Chinese sword I'm working on. Right now I have the sword and right now I'm working on the sheath, so yeah. Not super good at adding that swirl effect on there, but I might be able to steal the one I did down here, I don't know. I'm gonna get rid of these because they're gonna cause problems when I do this. Put it right about there. There. Now it looks like it goes into the sheath. As for this section up here, might turn on that. Ooh, that's not right. Okay. There. That looks good. Might be able to steal these bad boys. What did I do? Somehow I messed that up. Okay. Control Z. Didn't want to get rid of them here. Just wanted to duplicate. Okay. Is there a copy of them on the original too? Yeah? How did I do that? Okay. Not 2 copies, right? No. Okay, good. Now go up here. We're gonna cut that in half, drag it. Wait, what? Why is there so many duplicates of things? And then we're gonna bridge edge loops. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. And we're gonna mirror that to the other side. Oh yeah. Don't think I can do it down here though. It probably won't look as good. It's not bad actually. Looks kind of cool on both sides. What do you guys think? Does that look cool with that little detail I added there? So you're saying that this shouldn't be wider than the sheath, huh? Dang. That'd be cutting off a lot of detail. I can just put it aside maybe and see what it looks like. Something more like that? That's what you're saying? I gotta fix the sheath though. Oh wait, no, that's part of the sword, that's right. grab that and pull it in. Up there. Yeah, now it's nice and flowing. Flowing pretty good. Join those together. That's the sheath. So yeah, that would be the sword there. And then we'll just get rid of the cross guard, because I agree, that does actually look pretty nice. And that's the sheath. How's that look? I'm glad you like it. Okay, so I guess the model is done then. So I got to UV map it, which is so fun. I love that part. And if anybody is interested in learning how to manually UV map a model, then you're about to watch. Should cut it up into sections so it's easier to map. All right, we'll just hide everything except for this. So I want to UV map this. This looks like a good face. You select those faces and select boundary loop and then mark seam. I have all that stuff set on my quick favorites, which is the Q button for me. Easier to navigate. Otherwise, it's all up in these little buttons and stuff here, which you can then, like mark seam, you just right click that and add it to your quick favorites button, which is Q by default. And then I select some more faces that I want to be a face and select boundary loop and mark seam. Do it again and again and again until it's all manually marked. And I might separate this inner area into its own face, because maybe somebody would want to like recolor it differently. So this would be like its own face that could be recolored, for instance. And then this trim area would also be its own face, and that could be recolored something else. And then this could be its own face for customization. Adding rocks. I mean, yeah, you could kit it out however you want, really. I'm gonna have each part be modularly like its own object. Once it's all assembled, you can like pull it apart and customize it however. So that one's done. Let's do the sheath. do that. And select that. Mark seam and make that flat in there. You know what? I'm gonna remove that seam and create a new middle seam. Mark that because having a middle seam is good for marking big stuff like this. Mark seam. Separate that into its own recolorable thing. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Select those faces, mark those. Select these so we can get the corners there. Then these will be its own face. Do the same thing as the one up top. Down here. Okay. Actually, I think that got scrunched somehow. Oops. I'm gonna delete those ones and grab these ones, unscrunchify them. Okay. Now this face here, I want to make its own thing. Because I think this like interface that like adds the groove to the sheath, I think it'd be cool if that was like glowing. I mean, not by default, but like it'd be a cool customization if somebody wanted a like glowing groove down the sheath. That'd be neat. Right, the blade is real simple. Just single edge, pretty much all you gotta do. This face, and then delete the face because it's gonna be inside that. So don't need that face. Is there any other? Yeah, okay, we're good. I'm just gonna select all of it. Select boundary loop and mark seam because that'll get all the stuff that's hidden away. Easy peasy. Oh yeah, there's another face in here. I gotta mark. And delete that face because it won't be seen. Mark that seam there, and grab those, mark those. Grab that face, It's a good spot to do that. Right along here. Not ideal placement, but it needs to happen for the swirl. Actually, I might be able to get away with not having this seam here. Because it'll wrap down around. This should be alright. Mark there. And mark inside that. So people can recolor some of these faces. Scripting this is going to be a nightmare with the new PBR stuff. It's so annoying now. The alpha system just is not as good as it used to be because they broke the old alpha, the basic alpha system, so we now have to use like set object params or whatever to do alpha, but then it also requires color, so anytime you alpha something, it also like changes the color of the object. So you have to do an entire section of like alpha stuff just for every face on the object, which will just make it like super impossible for like putting scripts into another object. Like you basically will only be able to customize this object's colors. You won't be able to like put the new scripts in a different weapon object, or it just won't match. It'll just be a nightmare. I hope they fix that because it sucks. Looks like we got some issues over here to resolve. Scrap all of that. Mark that. Okay. Should be good. All right, the whole thing should be UV mapped and ready to texture. We will separate the sheath from the sword there. Join it all up. If we unwrap all of it, it should look good on this side here. That's a little sloppy actually. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't add a edge here. Or on this side. Or wait, actually I don't need to do it on this side. Just on one side. Unwrap. Yeah, looks a lot better. Okay. Looking good. All right. Now I'm gonna see if it even. Well, yeah, it should benefit. Okay, so we're gonna do the blade and the sheath together as one texture, probably, because anything really long. So we'll do its own material, sign, unwrap. Anything really long when it comes to doing UV maps, where you have to have it long, it's worth just having on its own material, because you get kind of like diminishing returns if you try to combine it with other stuff. So we'll do that there. Then the little bits will be on its own. Actually, I think I can just select everything else, and anything smaller sized should be fine on one more texture. Yeah. That looks like it'll be good. Alright, it's all UV mapped and ready to go. I usually like to separate these a little further apart during the texture process so they don't get any like, well, I guess there is an option to like make each material have its own AO or whatever, but I don't want anything disturbing each other during the texture process. Well, it's also PBR, so I guess I don't even need to worry about that anymore now that I think about it. I'm not doing baked lighting anymore. Just to be safe, I don't know. We'll see. So we'll save that. Export it as FBX. I gotta open up Substance Painter here. I gotta make a new window for Substance Painter actually for the stream. All right, we got that open, and let's see. Now we do a new file, Chinese sword, and okay. Got it in here. Delete that layer. Delete that layer. We'll go to bake mesh maps and uncheck ID, uncheck average normals, set anti-alias into 4x, and bake. Okay, so now we gotta texture this bad boy. Or wait, actually, I'm gonna go back because I don't think I have I don't have the bevel modifier on in Blender, which is what gives it the softer edges. Bevel, set it to 10. Weighted normal. Still pretty sharp, but it's better than nothing. Save, export, FBX. Go back over to Substance Painter. New file. Get the sword in there, discard the old one. Bake it up. Then we should be good to go. Yeah. All right. A few details you might be interested in for sheaths and handles. The main body would be made from teak or white cedar for its insect repellent properties, along with how it doesn't flex with. Yeah, I mean, if that's what it would look like, I mean, like I'm not looking to do like a hyper realistic sword. It's probably going to be a little bit more anime leaning. The original references are like swords I would see in like a gacha game, like Genshin Impact or something. They're not really made out of like hyper realistic materials or anything. Let's see. I don't know what happened to the texture. Oh, because, okay, duh. Okay. Just copy that and move it over here. I don't think that's gonna work. Sorry if I'm not responding. I've been looking at some reference stuff. Yeah. This needs some edgeware because, or not edgeware, but like, no, it's equal to. Let's try some other metals first. It's looking pretty good. A meteorite blade? That's pretty badass, man. From that angle, though, it looks weird. Maybe it's too damaged for an anime sword. Yeah, the reference is a little bit more Genshin-y, for sure. Okay, we need to go back and grab this and this for the sheath up here. Ooh, the golden sword. That looks pretty rad too. Actually, I'll just apply the gold to everything. Looking pretty snazzy. So now snazzy. Now in this little face here, I was thinking of some kind of engraving type thing. I don't know if there's any stamps I can use. There's some flowers. I don't know if that's more like Japanese to do that, or if that also works in the Chinese culture. Oops, I gotta mirror it. Okay. Maybe there's a little filigree or something that might work with it as well. I feel like the gold should be on the top layer here. Then that would allow me to do something like also noticing I gotta remove it from these faces. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Thinking maybe a little something over here too. Maybe not that though. Maybe this one. Actually, maybe that one, but instead of out, it goes in. Maybe not. Maybe this flower. Yeah, I like that better. Oops, gotta clean that up. Okay. Sure, it's mirrored still. I swear there's one here that's just like a slightly rounded. Dang, I can't find it. I swear it's here. I just can't find. It's probably right in front of me. Oh well, I can't find that one. That would be perfect right there, but it looks good. Okay. I can make it real shiny. I think that's good. Okay. All right. Now we gotta go. I gotta save this. Save as Chinese sword. Go back to Blender. Now we gotta section off the parts of the model that I want to have separate faces on. So definitely that. And these. I'm also gonna separate the sheath from the other model, so it's its own object. This will be its own face on each side, so if people want to make that just like a glow, that'd be pretty neat. So yeah, material, that's one face, that's one face, that's one face. The gold trim on that texture. Okay, that's good to go. I'll drag it down onto the sword. Into position and get rid of that. Now the blade, I think, is already on its own material. Good to go. And then these will go with the blade as its own object, so you can mix and match blades if you want, sort of situation. Actually, should I make that part of the blade? Yeah. And then these are its own face for customization. These will be part of the gold trim. So we'll grab that, except for these faces, because that's also part of gold trim. That'll be its own face. So when you grab the gold trim, we'll do these as its own face, the grip as its own face. This is kind of part of the grip, so we'll do that as part of that. Then the gold trim. Actually, I'll assign these together because they're the same type of material. I just wanted the grip to be its own custom in case somebody wants like a custom grip color. I think that'd be cool. Don't want too many faces because, yeah, like the scripts get a little crazy. What is your the sheath situation? You're asking about the sheath? It's similar to the old scripts, but different because of PBR. Alright, this should be good to go. Sheath there. Save it and export as DAE to my DAE folder. Now it's ready to throw into Second Life. Notice use a script that hides all but the root prim, which works great. Don't get me wrong, but I was wondering if it might be possible to set it to hide only the root prim and set it to the all but the root prim. Hide only the root prim. Well, the problem with PBR is like that's not gonna work anymore, unfortunately, because I like the sheath script is gonna be pretty custom because of the weird stuff I have to do to make the colors and everything work and like make sure the faces keep whatever color they are. So like the scripts for this are going to be pretty specific to this weapon model. There might be some room because there might be some room for I wonder if there's a way to get glow, because like if somebody customizes this like sheath inner part here with glow, like I thought that would be cool. I wonder if there's a way to get what the current glow is and save it, because that's what I'm going to be doing for the other faces with the color, but like I don't know if there's a way to get glow to maintain the glow. We'll see. I might just have to have like a separate sheath that has that or something. I don't know. The problem that is going to happen, even with your idea with like hiding only the root prim, is that if the root prim was the grip, for example, there's still like this part that would need to, like, it's in multiple chunks, so like it has to be custom scripted so that it hides both of these or just the sheath. So hiding just the sheath makes customizing a little bit easier for people because they can like add details to the sword if they want to. But if I do it, I mean, I could just be like, hey, link numbers 2 and 3 are the sword. If you're going to add any details to this sword, you have to make sure that link numbers 2 and 3 are the ones that are the sword. So if you link stuff to the sheath and whatnot, it would still work. It just it requires a little bit of, you know, knowledge on how links work, which is super easy, honestly. Like all you'd have to do is unlink it all, link a bunch of stuff to your sheath, and then link the sword last, and that would make sure that these two pieces are number 2 and 3 in the link set. So I think I could probably just do it that way, and it might work, but at the same time, if you add anything to it, those things are going to have to conform to the alpha rules of like adjusting color, and that's going to really mess up. Unless I was to do it so that only the sword links are only the sheath, and the sword links 2 and 3 are doing the parameter stuff, and then you'd have to kind of know how to do the alpha and stuff for your additional objects that you attach to it. You'd have to like know how to script that in yourself because it would be completely custom, and I wouldn't really be able to do that for anybody like attaching stuff to this, because it's just so complicated now with PBR. But I'll leave the script mod, and if people know how to modify the script, they would be able to, and it would be able to, you know, they would be able to make it work. They just have to know the kind of stuff that I do about these intricacies, which is, you know, a little complicated for the general user on SL. It's actually kind of new too, so like people aren't used to using set object params to do alpha and shit. It's a pain. But anyway, so yeah, it's ready to upload to Second Life for a little visual test. Let's see. Okay. World, no, build, upload, mesh model, DAE, Chinese sword. Use LOD above for medium and low. Physics, set it to cube. And calculate. It's just that easy. Alright, it's clearly a little too big, I suppose. I mean, let's see your mech. And it gets real tiny, which is good. I don't need to do any weird stuff with the sizing there. Okay. So now I'm gonna unlink it and make sure that the sheath is the main link. And then unlink it, remove the sheath, and make sure that... Oh, you know what? I didn't separate the grip from the hilt there. I should do that for extra customization. Alright, it's separated. Save, export, DAE. And re-upload it. Unlink these and link that back together, remove the sheath, make sure that is good. Okay. Now we have to get the textures from Substance Painter. So if anybody's wants to know the PBR method of getting your textures from Substance Painter to Second Life, pay attention. This is it. If you want it to look like this in Second Life, for the most part, you go to File, Export Textures, and at the top here for Output Template, you go up to the top, and there's some default ones if you're using any recent Substance Painter version since GLTF PBR has been added, and you do GLTF PBR Metal Roughness here, and you hit Export and open Output Directory, and on my screen there's a folder, and in that folder, actually I'll just show you my full window. There's this folder, and you want the GLB file, which there's a bunch of... Hold on, I'm just going to delete these files. Export, open. There's a GLB for some reason multiple times, and I don't know why. That's new. Maybe just... Oh wait, no, I'm just dumb. I'm not reading. You want the GLB. It's just like, for some reason, GLB. Yeah, you want that one. So we'll go back to Second Life, now that we have the GLB file, we want to upload, we're going to build upload material, and that'll be in my desktop as the GLB file. And we want all of these. This is the sheath and the sword. And you select bulk, and it'll upload both of those materials to Second Life. And then you apply them. So this first one looks like the grip and bits. So you go to the PBR tab here and apply it to this first material slot. And it should be... Wait a minute. Maybe that was the wrong material. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that material is on there. And then the other material that we have is the blade and the sheath. Apply that, and we are good to go. Oh, I didn't apply the sword on this model. So I'll just copy that, and okay. Now if we adjust some of the lighting, or add a light source actually, we'll be able to get the sword looking good. Yeah, so might be a little too intense, maybe a different, it's a little bit more chill, a bit more accurate to Substance Painter. Cool. So there we have it. Nice little Chinese sword. And I'm going to make a version of it that's a little bit more recolorable, I guess. Because this one's got like some pretty custom detailing and stuff. You can adjust things like how sharp you want or how shiny. I think it looks kind of the best by default, personally, but yeah. Thanks. I just made it. Well, I guess I made it yesterday and then I textured it today. Yeah, I kind of like it. That's pretty cool. It's my first Chinese sword. Pretty sharp. And this metal is actually probably easier to recolor. I could probably make this like gold, for instance. Yeah. That's super easy to recolor if you want to. Or you can make it like jade. That's pretty Chinese coded, right? add a little glow to it or something. Glowing runes would have to be very custom. Very custom. I'd have to do that entirely on purpose. Um, yeah, you could make it transparent. Blend. Tears of the Kingdom. Nice. All right, so I guess the basic model's done here. What can I do to make it a little bit more recolorable friendly, though? I feel like I should make a version that people can customize a bit more. So back to Substance Painter. Let's see. First, I can definitely take this and turn it white. Which actually I should just make like a white version anyway, because I think that's probably pretty cool. I'm sure some people like the white aesthetic with the gold. I'm sure people would appreciate that. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a version like that with all the details. Send that over to Second Life. Oh yeah, that's cool. I love that. Very nice. And already this version is like somewhat recolorable. You could do a custom grip color. You could do a custom sheath color. The only thing that will not be able to customize is this middle part here. It has a little, I mean, it's alright, but like, you know what I mean? That gold I can't like section off into its own faces. So it's a little disjointed from the rest. It takes on the color of the green, which is not ideal. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a version that is actually fully recolorable, which will be up next in Substance Painter. So now I have to go in here and just remove the details that I added. Which is tragic, because it looked cool. But now it'll be fully recolorable. Let's see, is that the right one? Okay. Actually, if I want it to be fully recolorable, I also need to make the gold trim not gold. So we're gonna remove the color from it. Send that over to Second Life and upload material. Load. Now it is fully recolorable from top to bottom. So you could make all the white parts like let's go with like a blue. I think that looks pretty red. maybe a little toned down a bit more and darker. And then for, oh yeah, I gotta grab that too. On both of them. And grab all the metal pieces. All the metal trim, that is. Make sure I got them all. Just do something drastic. Yeah, there we go. And let's say go with like a light jade or something. I don't know. I don't know how well that really works. Or maybe I just do like imperial gold. Would be like the Empire colors or whatever for crosswinds. Then the blade could even be gold if you wanted it. Oops. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty sharp. I imagine most people would want it to be a little bit more multi-tone. Okay, so there we go. There we have it. We got the black with the trim, rose gold, black and white rose gold, and then the fully recolorable. Heck yeah. It is ready to script. But that will be it for today, I think. The scripting process I'll probably do on my own time. That's not really fun to watch, I imagine. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and watching me make the sword textures and all that. I'll probably do this again sometime. Next year, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. There you have it. Chinese sword, my first one. Cool. Genshin fans rejoice. I'm gonna log out now, so I'll see you guys in Second Life. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.